You're not who you used to be. So you need to stop expecting who you used to be around and who you used to count on or who you used to hang with to understand who you are right now. They're not familiar with this version of you. You're not who they used to see. And this is growth. It's not an either or, that they don't want to see you where you are right now, or that they have a problem with you not being where they are accustomed to having you. No. This is both. This is the reality that most of what you were and was won't serve you well in the getting of what you want at this point. And from now on, change is exactly that, different, a noticeable difference. Who you were before is in the distance. That person is now gone. And you have to be okay. Comfortable with the fact that you had to move forward in order to facilitate whatever it took for you to build a foundation and a faith that required you to move past the fuck-ups, the friction, the failure, what turned out to be false, so that you could make it to a future. How you did that is your formula. Even when everything but your fortitude was trying to force you away from it, the fact is that you faced it, you fought for it. Giving in? You said no way. The old you would have given up, would have listened to the crowd and considered the criticism as information critical to why you needed to not complete the task. Who you are now realizes that it's on you. And it's better to seek forgiveness instead of asking for permission to do the same what you want to do as everyone else. There's no benefit in you bending, breaking, and begging for them to give you access to a position that you have to put yourself in. Where you are supposed to be, you don't need to ask. You need to try. You need to keep trying. You need to try again. You need to try until you can't try no more. Even if everything you try is not what you want or want it to be, you now have proof of what you don't have to try again. So you can try something else. And eventually all that oomph added to your tries will translate into success. You just got to keep trying. Because you can try all you want to act like you're okay with not being able to say that you did whatever it took to get you where you wanted to be. But knowing there's no feeling better than being able to acknowledge that your actions gave you access to accomplishment, that's the feeling that you're trying to suppress. The mess ups, the misfortune, the mediocrity, the what you meant to, the maybes, the miserable, the most you had to do, the more that you didn't have, the what you missed, the mistakes. You cannot hold yourself down and hostage to however it was that you had to get here. You had to climb your way up and out of the meantime, the immovable, the impossible, and that's just what it takes. And any suggestion that you could have made it over the mountain without going over the mountain is unrealistic and just crazy work. On top of it is you wanting and being willing to put off taking care of what you were supposed to do to get you out or up for the benefit of a bunch of somebodies that won't do the very same for you. I want to rescue, protect, and have everyone there with me as well. But I'm going to save me first. And that has to be your mindset. That inner strength, the resolve, the gut feeling and intuition that is telling you to do what you know in your mind, mouth, and heart is for you to do. You have to find that. Because that voice is worth listening to. Despite how it looks, in spite of what it is. Never mind what they say. Forget all the questions, the who, the what, the when, the where, the why, and especially the how. Because you can. Because you will. Because you are. That's your reason. Especially now. Now that you are not who you used to be. That scary, insecure, intimidated, fearful, paranoid, paralyzed by procrastination, stereotypical, full of doubt, easily distracted and discouraged, depressed, and made to feel desperate, defeated because of guilt and shame, struggling, barely surviving, suffering, waiting on a life that's waiting on you version. You ain't none of that no more. You are not who you used to see. You've changed or are in the midst of changing, or you are about to. That's why it feels like you're being restricted, resisted, disrespected, rejected, because they weren't expecting the resiliency, the tenacity, the durability, the ability to overcome, the discipline. They thought they had your whole shit figured out. But this power and perspective, the way you're performing, this is the part they didn't know about you. And now you know better and have the information, the reference points, the experience, the examples, everything needed to proceed, to be productive, to progress, to prosper, to repeat and replicate the process, to turn things up. Where you are now, pressing forward and applying pressure, that's where you would pause usually. But that's over now. You're about to prove you right, that you can, that you will, that you are, that you have, that you did. And all they will be able to say is that you are not who you used to be.